Espooky. Hello, friends, and welcome back to Espooky. I'm your host, Soul Rack the Innocent. Tonight we continue on our quest into the world of the paranormal. I have a few videos to analyze. Let's see if we can apply some logic to them and debunk them, or see if they truly are paranormal. So why don't you sit back and relax and enjoy yourselves as we continue on our quest into the world of the paranormal. Espooky. Our first video of the night comes from Demon King 2505 from Reddit. In this clip here, we see what appears to be security cam footage. We can hear movement, but we can't exactly see where this movement is coming from until the alarm goes off, and then we see something dark pass by. Here we have it in slow motion and with the footage enhanced a little bit. You can see that there is something there, which is very fascinating. So that means that this thing, if it's real, it has mass to it, which would trigger the alarms, the motion sensors and all that. Very fascinating. But do you think that this is real? Do you have an explanation for this? The following video comes from Casos Paranormales from X. Footage from any cemetery is always interesting to me. Here we see something that looks like vapor coming out of one of the tombs. How fascinating. But could this be real? Or is this some sort of CGI trickery? Let's take a closer look. I mean, you can clearly see the vapor-like thing rise out of the grave there. How interesting. It is very fascinating to look at. The thing is, could this be some sort of CGI? The only reason that anyone would have to make something computer generated is for views, which does happen. But in this case, I am not too sure that it is what we're looking at here. I think that maybe what we're looking at is legitimate. It's very interesting. But what do you think? Do you think that what we're seeing here is some sort of spirit rising from the grave? Or is there a more logical explanation? You decide for yourself. The following video comes from Albanese Gummies 327 from Reddit. Here we have more footage of UFOs, or supposed UFOs. Let's take a look. It's clear that the people that are recording this are very alarmed. I mean, wouldn't you be if you saw something like this in the sky? But let's think logically what this could possibly be. If it's not a UFO, the more likelihood is that it's some sort of drone. In more recent times, we have determined that governments do use drones to spy on other governments and on people. So if it is a drone and not a UFO, what on earth could this thing have possibly been doing? Who is it keeping track of, and why? Those are all questions that we need to ask ourselves and not immediately jump into a conclusion that it must be a UFO or an alien, because UFO means unidentified flying object, which technically that's what it is, it's unidentified. But nevertheless, do you think that this footage was a human drone or some sort of extraterrestrial UFO? The following video comes from Hermes Flores from Instagram. Now this footage here is fascinating. What is it that we're seeing here? The dog appears to be reacting to something in the hallway there. When we slow it down, we can see that there is something there that appears to be humanoid and reaches down for the dog. But is that real? I mean, I don't know. This doesn't look like it would be real to me. I think that this was added in post. It's very interesting. I mean, if it's a ghost, then yikes. The likelihood, in my opinion, is that this is not real. But what do you think? Real or not? The following video comes from theushow.com from YouTube. This video here is a YouTube classic. We see the haunting of Mabel. According to the story, back in 2007, this family here was preparing to move from their location to another house when they started to notice activity happening, particularly in this one storage closet. They first noticed the activity because the closet door would be left open, and every night they would make sure that it is closed. So they set up a camera to try and catch anything or anyone that might have been going in there. It only started off as the door opening. But as time progressed, it appears as if the activity increased. That's all that they would capture at first, just the door opening. Which is pretty scary on its own, because why would a door just open on it by itself? If this were to be happening in my home, I know that I would definitely be very alarmed. I mean, we can clearly see that there was nobody in there. And when he shuts the door, that thing appears, which is terrifying. My goodness. You can clearly see its face and its hands, but could that be real? I mean, it is possible that this is some sort of, like, there are hidden compartments and there's somebody hidden in there. That is a big possibility. And then nothing. There's nobody in there. If it is some sort of trickery, then it's done real well. Now, the story continues that the homeowners brought a friend over to show him what it is that they were capturing because he didn't believe. And partially they didn't believe what they were capturing as well. So with a friend there, more activity started to be captured. Here we can see something like hands being placed against the glass. Fascinating. Now, would you have done this? I don't think that I would have, especially if it feels cold.
Oh my God.
Oh, and then you see a face. My goodness. Here we have the image slow down and brighten a little bit, and you can clearly see that there is something there, and it scared the man away. I guess this turned him into a believer. And as we can see, things have been cleared out of the closet there because they were moving out, and so they were just getting ready. But like before, it opens and there's nothing and no one in there, which if there is some sort of trick cabinet or trick opening, it's well done. But I don't know. In this case, I think that maybe what we're looking at might be legitimate. The story picks up a few nights later. The man is walking around his house because he hears disturbances. And so naturally, he has to film it. And then he comes across this. It looks like a mass or some sort of person. Here we have the image brightened up a little bit and in slow motion. And I mean, it does look in the shape of some sort of humanoid. Fascinating. But it also scared the man a bit and he backed off. After recovering some courage, he goes back in to record some more. And then we see it stand up. Very terrifying, and here we have it in slow motion. I don't know. What do you think, real or not? Well, my friends, we reached the halfway point of another video. Just a quick reminder to subscribe to the channel and to leave a like to the video. The following video comes from Conspiración ESP from X. Now this is just crazy. This woman has some sort of lion cub and she's just carrying it somewhere, like she's casually just taking it. Like, oh my god. Would you do something this crazy? Would you even have a cat this big? I think a cat 30 pounds and up becomes dangerous to you. So to me, this is simply insane. She is crazy. Oh my god. The following video comes from Paranormal Bloke from X. My friend sent me this video, and here supposedly people are getting excited because they think they see a fairy. Very interesting footage, no? But let's think logically, and also what my friend thinks as well, is that what we are seeing here is actually just a bug. And bugs sometimes tend to look a little bit human, especially because they have legs and the antennas and stuff. But that's all that we're seeing here. It's probably some sort of moth and people get excited. But what do you think? Fairy or insect? The following video comes from Sad Difficulty 7559 from Reddit. In this footage here, we capture poltergeist activity. Now the people working in this office do not notice that objects are moving by themselves. How interesting. What I find more fascinating is just the casual nature of the video. The people are just working, and the security camera just happens to catch this. Fascinating, but is it real? The following video comes from Demon King 2505 from Reddit. This video has been circulating around for a couple of years now, and supposedly it was captured by a person that was doing some sort of urban exploration. Now, he captures something. He thinks that it might be an alien. Very weird looking indeed. But is that what we are seeing? Here we have the footage from the beginning. He's exploring the area and then he comes across the thing. Could that be real? Is that some sort of alien? Could that be a ghost? Or is that just a person? Unfortunately, what I believe is that what we are seeing here is some sort of homeless person. But what do you think? Am I right? Or is it paranormal? The following video comes from Casos Paranormales from X. Now here we have a traditional ghost sighting. Traditional in the sense that it looks like how you would see ghosts being drawn in the 1950s and 60s in cartoons. It's very fascinating. What's interesting is that this was captured by security cameras. So the security guards were reviewing the video, and this is what they came across. I mean, it looks like the footage is real to me, like there's something there. But is there a more logical explanation? Is that a person and the camera is just distorting it? Or is that really paranormal? I think it might be paranormal. But what do you think? The following video comes from Conspiración ESP from X. Some people believe that what we are seeing here is some sort of spaceship breaking into the atmosphere. But let's think logically. What we are seeing here, as magnificent as it may be, is a meteor entering the atmosphere and either melting in the air or it crashing somewhere in a distant location. What I think happened here is a meteor entered the atmosphere and completely melted, but it left this beautiful scene. But what do you think? Am I right or no? The following video comes from Guardian4525 from Reddit. Now this footage here comes from Brazil. We see a couple of police officers that are doing some sort of raid. The area, the favela that they are raiding is, well, appears to be haunted. Things are moving by themselves. They clearly don't know what to make of it. Very interesting. Let's think logically as to what might be happening here. As scary as this might be, could this just be the wind that's blowing this door open and shut? It's interesting to think that there might be some sort of paranormal activity here, but the likelihood is that it's either wind or some sort of contraption that we cannot see because of the nature of the footage and how dark it is. I think it's more dangerous to think that people that live in poor neighborhoods are up to no good and that they are all into some sort of sorcery, which is just not the case. But in this situation, do you think that this is real, or is there a logical explanation? Well, friends, we reached the end of another video. As you can see, some of these videos were truly paranormal, and some of them, well, were not. But that's just the nature of this industry. We have to be able to sit down, analyze these videos, and think logically, what could it possibly be? Is it truly paranormal, or is it not? Is it a hoax? Is it CGI? Who knows? That's why we investigate. Anyways, my friends, I hope you enjoyed yourselves, and I hope to see you guys again next time for another episode of Espooky. I've been your host, Soul Rack the Innocent. Until next time, my friends, take care. Bye.